New York hockey rivals, the Rangers and Islanders, faced off in the second of two Stadium Series games this weekend at MetLife Stadium. And the Rangers, they won their seventh consecutive game, edging the Islanders 6-5 in overtime. Now, look, folks, this was an intense game, so we got to talk about it. We're going to talk some New York hockey with New York Post sports producer and host, who also is a hockey enthusiast. Her name is Emma Kate Austin, and she joins me from MetLife Stadium right now. EK, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, Dexter. I'm feeling good after a night of really, really good hockey, and really excited to jump on and talk to you from the other side. So this should be fun.
Yeah, we always get to talk hockey, casually sometimes, so it's good to do it in this format. And you're right, it was a good day, good night of hockey. Emma Kate, the Rangers, they scored 3 goals in the final 4 minutes and 18 seconds of play for their 18th comeback victory of the season. And there is the argument that the Islanders needed this game more than the Blue Shirts, but the Rangers, they win again. How big of a win was this for the Blue Shirts?
This was huge for the Rangers. Yet again, like you mentioned, it shows they can come back from just about anything. This is, again, like you said, their 18th comeback win just this season. That leads the NHL. And, they're really holding firm on their top spot in the Metro. And at this point, it's hard to think that anyone's going to take that from them. I mean, 7 straight for them. Things are going really, really well. They had a really balanced scoring attack. It's tough to come back, and the Islanders were really playing with a lot of aggression and a sense of urgency. So this was huge for the Rangers, and they're going to be hard to beat down the stretch.
They are going to be hard to beat right now, and the confidence you'd feel is building for them for sure. Now, you mentioned the other side, the Islanders. They came out aggressive. They had a 3-goal lead, but they blew that 3-goal lead. So we got to ask the question the other way. How crushing of a loss is this for a team that's trying to lock up a wild card spot? And what went wrong for the Isles in this one?
The Islanders really, really needed this win. And we thought they had it. Like you said, they were up a couple goals. The Metro is such a tough division, and a win tonight over the Rangers would have been so huge for them. But, it didn't happen that way. I mean, they did come out with fire. They did play aggressively. They look like they're a team who's really fighting for that spot. And, I think they have a new fight under new coach Patrick Waugh. But I think this all comes back to their just dreadful penalty kill. It's the worst in the NHL by far. And, they had some opportunities here to kill off some penalties, and they just couldn't do it in a really tough point in the game. So, they're not out of it. And I think they have some incredible goalies backing them up. But you can't let games like this slip away. They had it. They were up a couple goals and they were playing well. But they let it slip away. And it could come back to haunt them as we get closer and closer to the playoffs here.
Yeah, it could come back to haunt them. It's one of those games you might look back and say, that was the one that didn't turn things around in the way you thought that it would go. But with this game, EK, a lot's going to be made of the Rangers' comeback and how aggressive they were in their final 2 power plays where they went empty net. What did you make of Peter Laviolette's decision on those power play situations?
That was risky. I turned to Brandon, who was sitting next to me, and the first time he pulled Shesterkin, I was kind of surprised. There was quite a bit of time left. But I think it just goes to show how confident he is in this team, and he knows that they can score, and he knows that they can do big things when their back is up against the wall. And those risks paid off a lot. And I think it also goes to show they're all kind of on the same page, and they feel aligned. There's not a lot of coaches out there who would make that kind of decision, or who would maybe have the faith that their players could pull it off. But, it does help, like I said, that the Islanders' penalty kill is pretty weak, but it was still a risk. And I think it really made a statement, in this league. And they said, we're the top team in the Metro. That's where we're going to stay. And we're going to make decisions like this because we have the players who can pull it off.
Yeah, and they pulled it off for sure. Now they are ahead in the Metro by 6 points. Rangers fans have to be feeling good about this. Last thing for me here, EK, got to ask you about this Stadium Series at MetLife. Now, it was not warm out. You and I have talked about this many times. I'm not a fan of sitting outside in the cold, but almost 80,000 of fans attended this game. What was the atmosphere like today, and do you think fans should get more experience with outdoor games at MetLife Stadium in the future?
Yeah, I was a little skeptical at first. I wasn't sure how this market would really respond to an outdoor game, but oh, did they ever. I mean, I got here pretty early. The parking lots were packed with people tailgating. There were some fan activations outside, and the vibes were good. And, coming into the stadium, it looked so full, and every time, a team scored or did something, it just erupted in here. And it was such a hockey's supposed to be outside. We don't get it all that often, but it was such a fun atmosphere and people were having fun. And, I think there's a bright future for hopefully outdoor hockey in this market. And I would be shocked if the NHL doesn't bring it back. There was a lot of excitement, a lot of fun, and it helps that this game was so exciting and finished like this. So, the New Yorkers and New Jersey ins, I don't know the term, but they definitely embraced this outdoor hockey and made the most of it. And they were rewarded with an awesome, awesome game.
Yeah, rewarded with an awesome game. 6-5 win by the Rangers over the Islanders. Really awesome if you're a Rangers fan. Kind of devastating if you were a fan of the Islanders. That is Emma Kate Austin, sports producer for New York Post Sports, also a host, doing a great job, and a big hockey enthusiast. So I know this was a lot of fun for you, Emma Kate. It was a lot of fun for me. Always good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Dex. Good talking to you.